hoe for refusing to organize a bachelorette for a friend who didn't invite me to her wedding? My friend, 27 female, let's call her Savannah, is getting married late this month in a different city. I, 26 female, and three other girlfriends won't be able to attend the wedding. Savannah didn't even invite us, probably because she thought since we wouldn't be able to make it, why even invite them? She just told us about the wedding and other functions leading up to it. It's an Indian wedding, so yeah, there will be a lot of pre and post wedding functions, most of which will be in the other town, but some will be in our hometown where we all are living now. She didn't even invite us to those functions that will be in the hometown. Today she called me and asked about her bachelorette. In all honesty, I forgot about it, and none of the other girlfriends mentioned it even once. So I told her I'd get in touch with the other girls and see what we can do. When we contacted our other friends, all of them refused. Everyone is saying that since she can't invite us to our pre-wedding functions or any function, why should we organize anything for her? Call me dumb, but I didn't even think about this. But when they mentioned it, I realized she should at least invite us. I don't know what is right or wrong. I mean, I understand social protocol, and technically she should invite us to her wedding or any other functions. But at the same time, I don't want her to be sad because all of her girlfriends refused to organize her bachelorette. What am I supposed to do? I cannot organize a whole party on my own. My other friends would think of me as a traitor. Am I the a-hole for refusing to organize the bachelorette? Edit. After reading all the comments, I decided to meet with her tomorrow. I was going to meet with my boyfriend tomorrow, so I asked her to join us too. Since this will be the last time we are meeting, I just want to send her off properly. We'll update you guys if anything interesting happens. Edit 2. I went out with my boyfriend today. She joined us too for half an hour, as she's really busy running errands and working at the same time. While we were just talking, she looked at my boyfriend and I and said, "You both have to be present at the wedding in X town. I hope you guys know that." God, that was weird and came out of nowhere. My boyfriend and I looked at each other. I had already told him everything about the bachelorette, this post, and the responses I got here. Anyway, I told her we won't be able to make it, but I'm fine attending any pre-wedding events. She happily invited me to those, but she also said not to tell this to our other friends as she's not inviting them, in her own words. I feel like no one actually considers me a friend here except you, so I'm only inviting you guys. I really want you to be beside me when I get married. When I told her there would be no bachelorette as I'm incredibly busy, which I actually am due to my job, and I'm not sure how the others will react when they get to know that I'm invited and they're not. She said that's understandable. Long story short, I got invited, there will be no bachelorette, and I'll attend one of the pre-wedding events. NTA, if you were invited but couldn't make it to the ceremony but wanted to take part in the bachelorette, that's one thing, but that's not the case. Also, my understanding is traditional Indian weddings are huge, and it's kind of a smack in the face to not get invited. All of this. OP, text your friend back and say, "I'm not sure which girl is organizing your wedding activity, but it might be best to ask her what she's planning and who she's inviting. I wish you the best and all the happiness in the world. Just bow out without it being a huge thing." I would suggest having a gentle but honest conversation with your friend. Something along the lines of, "I'm happy for you. Even though I can't go to the actual wedding, it's a bit hurtful that I'm not invited to, nor even the events held locally. Some of our mutual friends have expressed similar feelings to me, but I will talk to them, and you talk to them yourself if you want to hear more. Because of the above, I'm feeling a bit torn and perhaps a bit used when asked to plan some things that I haven't been invited to. Our mutual friends have indicated that they will not be interested in helping plan or be involved in a bachelorette as it stands today. Is there a reason none of us are invited to anything? But thinking about what you want out the conversation, do you want your friends with her? Do you want to be friends with her? Or do you want to be invited? Do you want to hug it out? Or whatever. I, 24 female, am having a cold war with a close friend, 25 female, because of communication problems. I have this close friend who went to another country a few years now. To keep in touch, we usually text each other and we also FaceTime less often. Lately, that friend of mine has gone through many hardships, breakup, rent issues, work-related problems, as well as those things have changed her to a colder person, at least via text. She doesn't seem very enthusiastic in texting, won't answer long messages, and it feels like she doesn't care much when I share things about me. So I became a little bored with our friendship, but I didn't tell her anything about that just yet. When we were calling each other, I guess it's fine, but we always call when she has problems. I'm not someone who's very into calls, so I rarely ask to call because I always tell news of things via text. But she, on the other hand, says she has a harder time not to call if something happens to her. So what happened is that 3 to 4 times she wanted to call, but the timing was always bad, so I couldn't answer. I do understand my mistake because once I had time, I didn't ask her to call so she could tell me what she wanted to tell me. I'm always the one waiting to be called because I don't feel the need to ask for a call. And also, with my job, I just can't free a few hours to call. I have to know beforehand, but she doesn't seem to understand, and she thinks I don't be free my time for her. But she doesn't seem to understand it. She thinks I don't free my time for her. This is somewhat funny. She thinks I have a lot of free time because she saw me tagging friends on social media, but tagging someone only takes 5 seconds or so. I did apologize and I did recognize my wrongdoings, but she got mad. She said she would come back when she calms down. It's been a month now and still nothing. Should I reach out? I'm also hesitating a little because my brain has associated her with problems, so I kind of feel peaceful that we don't speak even if I miss her. I know I shouldn't feel that way, but I do. I don't know how I should feel in this situation. Too long didn't read. A close friend is mad at me because she thinks I don't free my time for her. But all of this is just miscommunication. If you do decide to reach out, you might do better to plan a specific date and time for a regular call that works with your schedules. If they're taking hours, you probably should put a time limit on it. Like every Friday, 6 p.m. for an example, you pick whatever works with your schedule and 1 hour to catch up. Instead of you texting random times and getting a poor response and her randomly calling you when you can't listen. If you decide you'd rather not, that's okay too. It's normal for people to drift apart when one moves away. You can just leave it as is and move along, looking for a new friend.